Go. Welcome to the Storm and Brain podcast, episode number 4. Today we are going solo. Well, when I say solo,
just knock him over, will you? Great start, man. We literally just said we acknowledge that Harry's there. We're like, no, don't acknowledge.
Yeah, we won't say anything. We'll act.
For people that are just listening on Spotify, we have a Harry Styles mannequin beside us.
I just after thumping it fucking 10 seconds into the podcast. We're obviously doing this a bit later in the week because Cal fell asleep on the Wednesday.
No, I did not. You fell asleep.
We're back where we started, episode number 1. I don't know, like the cinema room's cool, but I think there's something special about this kind of.
Yeah, I think we only had to go in there because of my family, so we had to go in there.
Yeah, but I'm like, I feel so much more comfortable here. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like I own this section of the seat.
Yeah, I feel like this is my seat. Like
I didn't like sitting beside.
If I was to come over, you know the way you have a seat in your gaff. I feel like I almost have a seat in your house. If I was to come over here, so Elaine and Glenn, if this is your seat.
Government names.
I'm taking the seat. No, I'm joking. Let's go into
we have a good few topics. I think we have a lot of less. We're trying to not focus so much on mental health because I think if you listen to that week in, week out, it would be a bit repetitive.
Yeah, I feel
we're still
like
gonna have loads of things. That
I feel like with anything, I feel like with anything, it's good to have a bit of balance.
Yeah,
like exactly. We don't want, like I said this before in my private story. I don't want to have. You can't listen to as much of the importance mental health holds. You can't listen to 90 minutes of pure mental health.
Yeah,
like you got to have that sort of balance.
Plus
to be able to switch the light on and off.
Between.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start off with a Spotify rap.
Rap.
Oh my god, mine is so. It's probably the worst year. Mine's Spotify rap.
In fair, I will happily admit. My music taste is a bit all over the place. Like when I'm in the gym, I listen to hardstyle music. I'm not gonna even talk about anything more about hardstyle. If you don't know, you don't know. If you do, you do. Put it that way. I listen to the occasionally bit of rap.
The occasional bit of rap.
The occasional bit of rap. Yeah. But
I literally just listen to the same music over and over.
It's the best way to describe mine is typical white boy tries to listen to rap.
You could probably name all 3 of the artists that you can listen
right, so artists 1 to 5. Dave coming in number 1. Like I said, typical white boy trying to listen to rap. Number two is J. Cole. 3 is Drake. Obviously, you can't fault any of these, to be fair. 4 and 5 are 2 hardstyle kind of like artists on Spotify. Yeah, that's it. You?
Mine's shocking. Wait, what are your top 5 songs?
Oh, do we have to get into that?
Do they just mix
top 5 6 songs is top 5 6 songs. Top 6 songs. No role models.
Oh, I'm such a stinker.
I'm actually giving people the ick right now. Number 2 is Environment.
No role models is a banging tune, but it was a banging tune in 2014 when it came out. Number
2, Environment by Dave. Number 3, All I Ever Wanted. I don't know what All I Ever Wanted because there's a lot of songs.
Bowman. All you ever wanted.
No, it's not. It's not a pop song. I don't know. Number 4 is Praise the Lord.
Some more.
Number 5 is 6 for 6, obviously by Central C. So I think that kind of just explains how white I am.
Mine's awful. Mine's not even like typical white boy. Mine's typical like teenage white girl.
Teenage white, yeah. It's typical white boy, teenage white girl right there.
My top 5 was obviously King Harry at the top, One Direction second. Then I had Zayn.
It's just One Direction from
Billie Eilish.
Yeah.
Billie Eilish, and then Ed Sheeran. And I'm surprised Dermot Kennedy didn't make it.
Ed Sheeran made it in.
Yeah, really? I don't know why. Okay, he had a new album this year. No, the end of last year.
I would have thought Coldplay would have got in for mine because I'm obsessed with Coldplay.
Yeah, I never really listened. I'm surprised Dermot Kennedy. You should be surprised Dermot Kennedy doesn't come on as well. Because I always play Dermot Kennedy.
I like Dermot Kennedy, but I never kind of listen to Dermot Kennedy.
Here it's bad. My top 5 songs were all Harry songs.
We're not actually going to skip that bit.
Oh, Harry songs. I'd named them all, but I just get too excited.
This should just be called the Harry Styles podcast.
From 6 to 10 was all Dermot Kennedy. He didn't make my top 5. I was shocked. I was like, what the hell? But Dermot Kennedy songs banging.
Oh, see, I don't know. I've kind of went through a period in my life where I accidentally, if people are not listening on Spotify, I'm being sarcastic.
He's doing quote fingers.
I deactivated my Spotify Premium.
That's completely by accident.
So yeah, now I'm a big SoundCloud fan.
Big SoundCloud fan. Not by choice.
Like, I don't know, all the DJs around Dublin, like, listening to house music on SoundCloud, they make their own little remixes. Shout out Conor Gorman, by the way. You go. He's fucking sick. There's another guy called Jay Byrne. I don't even know who Jay Byrne is. And he's class as well. I'm just loving SoundCloud. I don't think it's better than Spotify, though, to be fair.
You know, I have a family Spotify account, so it's just so handy.
Yeah, I had a student one. I was paying £6. I heard you pay like £2. £2 for like the family one if you actually divide it up.
Oh, is it?
I don't know. It's
really cheap. It's really cheap. It's so handy. But you see, Mariah Carey shot straight back up on Spotify. As soon as it turned like November 5th, she was already in like the top 10.
Man, as soon as October 31st finished, I was straight onto fucking Christmas music.
Man, you know, she makes at least over 2 million a year. But
the thing is with Christmas music, and I say it every year, nothing new comes out. Do you know what I mean? Nothing new
Ariana
comes out.
Grande had a Christmas album that banged.
What's your favourite Christmas song?
I was going to ask you that. Mine's Fairy Tale New York.
Yeah, banger.
That is a banger.
Yeah.
What's yours?
It's Christmas time. There's no need to be afraid.
On night out though, nothing beats
all I want for Christmas. I knew you were going to say that.
We were in sync.
On a night out, obviously, yeah.
Oh, it's banging. And literally it'll come on. I think it came on when I was out on Halloween. It came on like literally as soon as it turned,
I've
like,
heard people
November.
actually, I can't believe this is a thing, but I've heard genuinely people saying, my mind was blown. Halloween is better than Christmas. I've had a few people, and you know who you are.
No, it's not.
You cannot go that far. In my opinion, that's desperate.
No, the only thing it's better for is money.
Yeah,
because Christmas is so much money.
Obviously, Christmas is like it's a rough time for families that can't afford stuff.
Yeah,
people who lose someone around Christmas. I understand that, but Christmas as a whole, I think, just blows Halloween out the door.
Oh, yeah, it's such like a big family event where Halloween isn't as big of a family thing.
Exactly.
And just like going around, like, there's nothing better than everyone knows, like, St. Stephen's Day or on Christmas Day, after like you get through everything and you're having like games night or having a few drinks with the family. That there's nothing that beats that, because you get to see your family locked and you don't get to see that often.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like
funny.
You can't, and especially the older that I'm getting, I'm gonna bring, like, I'm not a big fan of drink, but I'm gonna bring it into it. I'm not a big. That's actually a lie. It's a lie. No, I'm quite a big fan of drink.
Big fan of it.
But 12 pubs.
Oh,
is it Christmas without 12 pubs?
It's not Christmas without 12 pubs. I went twice last year. One of them was a good attempt.
What did you get to?
So it was the room you had to close at 8 o'clock. Do you remember that? Like when you had to
so what time did you start drinking at?
I think we started drinking at 3 for one of them and 4 for the other one. So the one that like I did better on, we started at 4 and we got to 10 pubs. Which is not bad.
Did you?
I did. I did. On the first one I did.
And was the rules put in place with shots?
Yeah. But I was so strict in the rules because I know if I get shots I'm going to start crying.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to get sick. Actually, I don't get sick anymore. And I tell you this. I actually don't get sick anymore. I just black out. So I just have no memory. And
I actually think I'd rather get sick than black out, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I would have rather get sick than black out.
You've seen me drink before. I don't know. I like to think of myself as more leaning towards the heavyweight side than a lightweight. Are you kidding me?
Not a chance. Man, you have 3 drinks and you're like, I'm feeling this already a little bit.
Man, that was the 4 locos that time. I know what time you're on about.
But you can drink a lot, but you get tipsy straight away.
I get tipsy.
You get very giddy straight away, but then you keep that same level of giddiness.
I'm the happiest drunk ever.
You're such a you're both happy drunks.
Happiest drunk ever. Oh my god!
I just get really giggly and cute until I get like too drunk, and then I'm just like annoying.
No, I'm gonna say this on podcast, and after we do 12 pubs, I'll review it.
I want to do a podcast before 12 pubs so we can have a few pre's here. And then
so bad. Who does pranks before 12 pubs?
Me. I want to do
it. My statement is, me, Adam Kiernan, is going to make it to 12 pubs.
I'm going to make it to 12 pubs as well. And just for listeners to Spotify.
Bollocks. Okay, we're going to shake.
We're going to shake on it.
Okay.
It's been shaking on. If we don't get to 12 pubs, there will be a forfeit for one of us. And the forfeit will be on the podcast as well.
Or if I beat you.
Yes,
whoever gets
whoever beats you. Yeah. Okay. I'm ready.
GG.
And then, but wait to hear the second. So the first one went all right. The second one. So we started. I don't know what time we started at, but it was 3, and we were like, okay, we have to be in a rush here to get all 12 pubs in. But we didn't plan it at all. So like, I made like a vouch to the lad. I was like, I am doing 12 pubs, 12 Guinness. I don't care.
12 Guinness. I actually think I'd rather do 12 Heineken than 12 Guinness.
Oh, definitely. Guinness is so heavy.
Oh my god.
And you can really like, you'll shit after Guinness as well. So like, I was doing so well, I didn't even feel that drunk. So it was about 2 hours in, and we flew through the first few pubs. So it was about, I'd say it was the 8th pub.
Yeah.
So I had 7.5 Guinness in me, I'd say, and I'd 1 or 2 shots just from making a few mistakes. From
I think
the rules. The rules are the best part.
If 12 pubs and you're only making one or two mistakes and having 1 or 2 shots, happy days. I'd count as a W.
Yeah, no, but the rules are the best part. If you're doing 12 pubs, don't just like do rules with them. Like look them up.
Yeah, like
online.
What was I think Ryan was telling me one of the rules was you have to speak in that accent for the whole pub.
I spoke in Russian. Yeah, and I had no clue how to do it. It was so funny. One of the other rules was like one of them was like neck your drink. One of them was no phones. So even if you could see like the top of your phone out your pocket, it was a shot.
I'd struggle with that one. I've done you know the way you can only drink out of your left hand. All that stuff is easy.
You know, because not after you've had a few drinks and you just get like casual. You're just like, oh no, the rules are the best part of it. Because we'll all be we did one where you weren't allowed to say the word and. It was impossible. Or you're not allowed to say first names. First name was I can't say nicknames as well as first names. Yeah, you can't do nicknames as well. So it was so hard. Yeah. So anyway, we got about 7.5 pubs in, and I stood up thinking I was going to go to the bathroom. And like as soon as I stood up, I was like,
go to the bathroom.
"Oh no!" My head just started shaking. I was like, and then I was like, the way this pub was, it was a pub in town. I don't remember which one it was. I'm very bad from it now, to be fair. So the way it was like a stage going down to the toilets, and there was just like lights either side. So the lights were just mashing my head up. My head was all over the shop.
Nah, all the lads will get this. In fairness. You know the way you don't realise until you're too drunk, until you're a little bit tipsy.
Yeah.
You go down to the jacks. Obviously, us lads go to the toilet quite a bit. Well, I do anyway.
Yeah, and look in the mirror.
We go to, not even look in the mirror. Look in the mirror. But before you look in the mirror, you're at the urinal and you're just staring at the wall. And you're like,
and you're just swaying from side to side.
The first thing that comes into my head is, you know, you're pissed.
I always think if I do that, I'm like, one more drink, maybe a shot. So anyway, I was walking down and my head was swaying from side to side, and I got to the point where like my stomach started churning. So I was like trying to hold in the sick. So I was like, run. So I ran to the toilet, ran in, and I started. I got sick first of all. Then I started doing number 2. So it's like swapping, integrating 1 and 2, and then I just sat there. Do you know my position that I'm in? I'll move the mic just for this. So I always sit like this, just my head in my hands. Like, you know that position.
Yeah,
I always go into a position like that, and anyone that knows me will know that position well. And I was there like that for about 15 minutes, and all the lads were like, oh, so my nickname of my mates is Cheezo. It's just
why is it Cheezo?
Because in second year, this is how long it was, my hair looked like cheese strings and like curled up like that.
Oh no!
And it was cheese string, but cheese string was too long, so I got changed to Cheezo. That's the worst. And there's people that don't know me but know Cheezo.
I've always I've heard the name Cheezo for a few years, but I think I've never kind of really got my head wrapped around it, because I felt like I wasn't really involved. I didn't know you in second year to call you Cheezo.
It wasn't anyone in my year. It was just the lads. It was just like that's how long.
Well, now everyone fucking calls you Cheezo.
Everyone calls me Cheezo.
Yeah,
and I hate it. But like it's stuck, so I don't really care. But anyway, so all the lads were like, "Where's Cheezo? I can't find Cheezo." And then eventually a girl goes up to me and was like, "Oh, I think I found your mate. He's been getting sick in the girls' bathroom for the last 15 minutes." In the girls' bathroom.
Oh my god.
It was so bad. And so one of the lads came in.
Please tell me you went home.
Oh, listen. The lads came into the bathroom and they're like, Cheezo, you can't be in here. This is the girls' bathroom. And I just went, well, I'm here now. So I stayed there for another 5 minutes, cleaned up a bit, and I walked out of the place with like heads in my hands, just like completely covering my face, being like, no one see me, because like everyone like had been like, oh, look at the lads who's coming out the girls' bathroom after getting sick. Wobbled outside and started getting sick outside the pub as well. And like when the managers came out to the lads, was like, get him away from my pub.
And this is the same fella that thinks he's going to better me at 12 pubs.
No, it's because I tried 8 Guinness. I tried 8 Guinness and we did like literally 7 pubs in 2 hours.
I'm not having it,
we
mate.
had 7 pubs in 2 hours. And but like there's a worse part to that story, but that is not being told.
No, I think
Ryan Enright.
I think you've said enough. I think
I've said enough. I'm going to just be sitting in silence for the rest of my God.
As the big wet wipe I am personally, I like the whole idea of what kind of gets me going is quotes. There's a certain quotes that I'm like, ugh, kind of a little bit cringing over them, but there's quotes that kind of be like, yeah, that sticks with me, and I kind of remember it exactly. Yeah. And I wanted to just put a quoted podcast in.
So we'll do that for every podcast from now on.
Yeah, every podcast. Let's do a quote. The one I was looking through quotes, Callum found a quote straight away. I was like, right, fuck you.
He was looking through quotes for half an hour, and I found one of my first try.
The quote, and this is strong, by Nelson Mandela. Do not judge by my success. Judge me by how many times I fell down and got back up again.
It's really inspirational.
It's really inspirational. It's motivating. It's not in all honesty, like something like that. If I see in that, I'd be like, yeah, because I know I've failed.
Yeah, it's a mindset. Yeah, strong mindset to have as well.
Winners are never just winners.
Yeah, winners. As in, like, you can hear so many stories being like, oh, like footballers that been like, oh, I got let down by this club, and now I'm playing for this. Like Serge Gnabry, banging one.
Yeah.
Let go by Arsenal, went to West Brom. Tony Pulis said he wasn't good enough to play for West Brom, and now he's banging out at Bayern Munich.
But even the fact, like, someone as important to the world and history as Nelson Mandela is, for him to come out and say something like that is like, it's kind of like an influencer, but except he's a different influencer.
I
wouldn't
like, say that much.
No, he spent 12 years in prison and robbing. Nelson Mandela influenced me by this quote, so therefore he's an influencer.
Okay, yeah, I can't fault that.
You know what I mean?
I can't fault that sense.
We just think the word influencer now, and the image that we get, the stereotypical image that we get as soon as we say influencer is like, fucking buy 20% off my protein.
Yeah, that's exactly
massage guns. All this, like,
what's the one that everyone uses? It's manscaped.com.
Man, I've seen that for ages. I
wanted to buy.
I would. Yeah, I'd need.
The price is like 60 quid.
I genuinely. I wouldn't mind having that. I would not mind having that.
Actually, yeah. Wait, actually, never mind. I didn't say that. Manscaped. If you look at the sponsor of the podcast.
Oh.
Man, that'd be actually a great one to get, Manscaped.
We also decided. Well, I decided. I texted Callie, he was asleep because Cal doesn't wake up till like 1:00. But we decided we'd do a Q&A. Yeah, we got a few questions. We'll answer a few. Some of you are just fucking. Like, this one was literally taking the piss. How many Lego bricks do you reckon you could shove up your arse in one sitting? I'd
say at least 12. Oh. It depends if they're like individual or they're in a line.
Right. How are you today? Obviously, is the most important one. That's one where we got asked.
Do you want to start with I?
Go you.
I am so much better than the last time we did this. But this week, I think you felt it a bit as well. Like, I just felt like a mad sense of like loneliness out of nowhere. Yeah. So I just felt like every time I got out of a bad situation, a new one would come up. Yeah. As in, like, I've had a few like little bickerings and things like that, and I'm like, every time I get a good one, a bad one come up again. Every time, and then again.
It's so like high, and some kicks back down.
It's completely just like fluctuating up and down. But I think it's been a bit better now, and it was just, I was at home and like literally like everyone was busy, so like everyone's in college or doing college exams or like out doing something, so I was just like, I literally have nothing to do here. So I literally just sat in the room, watched a full 8-episode like series yesterday. What really like helped me get out of that was, I want to give a shout out to her because I know she does listen to them. Emilia texts me out of nowhere, like she's like, yeah, Cal, we haven't talked in like a few weeks, so I just go on a spin.
I love that.
Yeah, she was just like, I haven't talked to someone, I want to catch up with you, I want to just go on a spin. And so we went on a spin yesterday, and that helped me so much, and she doesn't even know how much it helped me.
Can I just add something to that really good story? You know the way like real mates was, can I go for a spin? Do you ever hear people and like, oh, we need to catch up, let's grab a pint? Yeah. Points, alcohol does not make things better. If you genuinely care about your mate, yeah, you're going to go on the piss with them. But this is literally a piece of advice what I've learned. Go grab a coffee. Like you said, go on a spin. Do something that doesn't involve alcohol. Yeah, but the pint might just be it might just be like go to the pub to watch some football. It just might just be set. Yeah, of course. But it might not be just go on the rip. Like. I feel like that the atmosphere in a pub and like the environment that it is, it's not really, I don't know. Like, it really depends on the pub. I just much prefer someone to be like, right, let's go for a spin or let's grab a coffee.
Yeah, but like imagine it, like, you know, in the harvest in our little section, like we have good chats there.
The little section that we have in the harvest.
We have a seat. We have our own.
Every time when we go to the harvest for one, we have the exact same seats.
Me, you, and Dan Ash.
Yeah. Well,
how are you?
I'm good. Obviously, the past few days, and I think it's normal, like we said on the podcast, and it's really stuck with me what Stefan said. With it goes in waves.
Yeah.
I said
that, not Stefan, but
really. Oh, sorry. What Colin said. The waves bit is really like the way I've kind of been stuck in my head. Right, this is just a little passage. It's just passing through. It's a bit of a bad few days that I've had.
I think once you know that, it makes it so much easier.
Well, exactly. And I sort of was like in my head trying to say to my head, right, this is, you feel shit. You're actually enjoying this because you know all weakness turns into strength.
Yeah, you said that to me on the phone. Remember I rang you?
Yeah, exactly. And I never actually said that to you. I appreciate someone, because I don't really kind of have much people that would text me or would ring me, but I've noticed that you've been feeling shit recently. How are you doing? And that made me feel better.
Yeah, no, I did that to you after Amy did it to me, so I was like, oh, I know I'll tell myself as well. Yeah.
Fair play to Amy.
So her kindness spreads across.
Exactly. And
kindness breeds kindness.
It's not something that's kind of like on my mind. I haven't actually said this to you, but I went out on Saturday night, and I've been getting, I really enjoy the podcasts, but I've been getting a few people, and genuinely I feel so sorry for them. I feel so sorry that their mindset is so weak, and I know that sounds kind of aimed
I'm
mean.
excited for this.
Oh yeah, you're the guy that talks about mental health, laughing with her mate. I'm not gonna name. I was like, literally, hey, you. Is that funny? Like,
it's just a side of immaturity.
It's so weak, the mindset. Are you the one that talks like? And you wonder why people don't actually do this thing.
I've known this because I've been mates with Flano for so long, and people have been coming to Flano the whole time.
Yeah, the story that
like, as much as being Flano always fight, like, he deals with it so well.
Exactly.
He's never had one occasion where he's not dealt with it.
But that's what I'm saying. Me in the past would have like taken straight offence to it, and like this really would have offended me, and I probably wouldn't have wanted to do another episode. But if anything, it kind of just makes me want to do more, because there's people like that'll just listen to this podcast and actually are there to kind of think they can make fun of it, or their mindsets are that weak that they were like, okay, next time I see him,
it's not even mindset to me. It's just like a stage of maturity.
But yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I just think
if you listen, you like sort of
they're the ones that actually struggle the most. Do you know that?
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
That's what I feel.
Because they're just trying to project like negative feelings that they have themselves.
Exactly. Right, that was a long question.
That was a long question. You started off with the deepest one. So we've something like
we
less deep ones coming.
We got one. Did your sister just walk in?
Yeah, she did.
Question?
Red dog.
Right. So we got this question. 3, 2, 1. Favorite porn star. Ava Adams, obviously.
Oh, I had a name, I forgot it. Angela White.
Right.
Skip.
Do you think you should talk more on women's mental health too? And me and Cal both want to say that yes, 100%. We want to, in the near future, get a girl mate.
Yeah.
Someone that we don't know, maybe. A different perspective. The reason why me and Cal don't really when we talk about mental health, we're talking about as a whole, and I know there's a bit that links into with lads and stuff like that, but that's just from our experience.
Yeah, because we can't pretend like we know
exactly
how girls will be feeling, because they go through so many different things to us, or different experiences. But like I have heard loads of girls come up to me and be like, even when we talk about like past relationships or like mental struggles just with like social media and stuff, that it's sort of like there's no gender. It's like non-binary completely, because it's things that happen to both genders.
Exactly. That's what I mean. Like there's no specific gender unless we say like all lads. You know what I mean? That's just because we can relate with someone and we can relate to it. I wouldn't give advice. Same, even something stupid as in the gym. If someone asks me a question, I'm a personal trainer, but if I don't know the answer, I'm gonna say, look, I don't know, rather than giving some fake bullshit answer.
Like you can guess, but that's not really benefiting anyone.
Exactly.
So, but we're gonna have a girl on the next 2 weeks, I think. I think we both know who it's going to be.
And we appreciate women. Put it out there. We appreciate women.
We do appreciate women.
What are you... this is a girl from work. I literally had such a good laugh over this today. She goes to me... I was like, do you know what I want? It was like 7 in the morning. She works in the coffee shop and the gym, but she was in the coffee shop. I was working at the desk. And normally at 7 it's a bit dead, so I go into her, have a chat. I was like, think of her. Do you know what I would love? Like what my goal is in the future? I'm like, genuinely in it. So right, Picture this. You're out for dinner, you're at a restaurant, a very fancy restaurant, light music. Just some light music, do you know what I mean? Like on a piano or something
Where's
like that.
the question coming from here?
This is what my future aspiration is.
Oh, okay.
Okay, your wife is in front of you. 2 glasses of wine, you get the red wine, it has to be red wine.
I prefer
You
white wine.
fill her red wine up, then you fill yours up, bite of the steak, drink of the wine, bit of cheesecake for dessert. Voila.
Was that your whole future aspiration?
No, like
What's the question? You didn't even say the question.
What's your future aspirations?
No, I don't.
That's
really
the one thing that I picture. I was like, I need that to happen.
Future aspiration. I'm really just focused on career-wise now, and then obviously I want family and kids and all. How many kids do you want actually?
Yeah, that was asked like.
Well, actually,
yeah, 3 or 4 times. It was like, how many kids do you want? Kids. Yeah, I'd love a little mini me.
I wouldn't want a mini me. I wouldn't want that demon running around the house, man. I was such a little demon.
It's like I'm feeling you, and if you had a son that you'd hate him till he turned 18. Like you'd actually,
definitely.
You remind me so much of me. I hate you.
I say that every day in work. I was like, I would hate to work with
the
me.
perfect number. I kind of, not that I've had a perfect number, not that I've thought about it too much, but two or three.
I want 5.
5.
Cause my dad had 5.
Yeah,
I
like that. I like the whole, because it's not something that's a big thing now, like big larger families. Back in the day, it was massive.
I want 5, but it'd be hard to find a wife that would want 5. Like.
I'm like, if 2, but if 3 happens by mistake.
So my dad didn't even know what was happening after me. I have 2 younger siblings, and he was just like, I got baited into it, and I didn't want it.
Do you want like? I don't want. I kind of pictured a son and a daughter as if it was 2, or 2 sons and a daughter.
Yeah, but loads of people do that, and then they get to like 2 girls or 2 boys, and like, I want to be a child.
Imagine getting twins. It'd be it'd be the best nitmare ever.
Yeah,
because imagine your first kid is a twin, and
like you don't know what to do with 2 of them. So it'd be so bad for like the first year or 2, and then after that you'd be like, oh my god, look at my twins. Right,
we spoke about celeb crush. Mine is Meghan Markle by a fucking
yours
god.
is Rachel Zane.
No, it's Meghan Markle.
Mine's still Perry Edwards. Love Perry.
Yeah.
Or maybe Harry.
Yeah, good on Harry.
My celebrity crush.
My guy.
It could go either way, either sexuality. I'm happy out. If Harry comes, you have to say yeah. I have to watch his new one. There's a new like thing where he's gay in it. Really? It's called My Policeman. I have to watch that. I can't wait. I think I said it to my sister. My sister's like, have you watched it? I was like, no, I feel like I'm going to change after it. I
feel like we need to put a little money jar, and it's every time you mention
hairstyles.
You actually do it more than me, to be fair. Right, I'm going to hit you with something.
Oh no.
Give me the first 3 things that pop into your head, the non-negotiables for mental health. So what is for you, that's, if you need to do this religiously for your mental health?
Constantly checking up.
Check up on mates, like.
Check up on mates, yeah. Because it's not one thing where you check up once, you'd be like, alright, I've done that, I don't have to do that again. It's one, you have to do it every time.
Yeah.
Another one would be critical of yourself.
Be critical?
Yeah, be critical of yourself. So you have to notice your own wrongs.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if you can't,
I think it's also,
if you can't notice your own wrongs, how are you going to
I think it's also important not to like let the gas off on yourself, like as in like not to let loose completely, but just to be like, right, you're having a shit day, it's okay, these things happen.
And my last one was going to be have days off.
And then
if you're burnt out, if you feel like you're burnt out, there's no better going to be, like, you're going to make more mistakes or make worse decisions in relationships and stuff. Just have a day off.
Yeah.
What would be your 3
non-negotiables? Number 1 is don't bottle things in. Like, that's what I done when I was like 13, 14, 15 growing up, and I remember there'd be 2 or 3 times a year where I just bawl cry, everything would just fucking come out of me, and I'd be like, what the hell, this hit a wave, and I didn't know how to talk.
I'm good at that.
The way my dad was brought up was like, he kind of left home when he was 18, and he, like, the relationship with his dad wasn't good, and he never knew that. Remember that old like way of what men thought was not the old idea. You were like, you were seen as someone stupid. You're
seen as weak.
Exactly.
Showing emotion as a man, like probably about 20 years
ago. It's completely pathetic.
Imagine that's what we're trying to get rid of now. Because it still is around. Like, if one of the lads was crying on the hair, I feel like cried on. I feel like if 2 lads were to make a podcast about mental health, me and you, and I'm praising me and you, like, do you know what I mean? We're talking about mental health. I think that's a really good positive sign in society. Because it's still not as we're getting a bit easier now because we've had a few episodes, but it's still never easy to open up. Don't
Number 2 is important to me because it links with the mental as the physical. Look after the physical,
I was thinking saying that as well.
and the mental help will follow. That's just the way I work. Personally, I know I feel better after I look after physical. Last one is...
But that breeds into confidence as well.
Yeah. Last one is, again, like check in, because it makes, like when you said check in, you talking about your feelings to me and me talking about my feelings back to you, it's just this flow, and it makes me want to tell you how I feel if you're telling me how I feel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And what I've also found is that, like, sometimes you just need to be a listener. Because I've went through this a lot recently, where it's just like, it doesn't matter what you respond to, they just want to vent and get off your chest. So
Yeah.
it doesn't
The response doesn't matter. I've had conversations where you can tell someone just wants to let off, and you're like, right, okay. And there's like, no matter what I say, they're not listening. The good thing is that they're just letting loose.
Yeah, but the thing I found, sometimes people do that to you and then not, even though you're giving some of your time to them and you're letting it off, they won't like recognise you for it. They'll just be like, alright, bye. So like, you don't get anything off your chest, you literally just get to feel their pain, and they lose a little bit. So it's more of like, share it like you're all in it together.
Yeah,
no one just alone.
I definitely suppose there's more things like people are different, and not people aren't that outgoing, as in like they're not confident that they can't just, or they maybe might not trust anyone to be able to vent. And what I've kind of like done, what I've done for a period of time, I've stopped it now. I should go back into it. Is just book of gratitude. I know it's not letting loose. It's like you can write, you can write your feelings on a piece of paper. But what I was like, I am grateful for blah blah blah, such. And I've just noticed it's like, right,
focus on the positives.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I think in friendships or any relationships, you don't want one of you to be the therapist and the other one to be the patient. Yeah. You want both of you to be the patient at one point, both of you to be the therapist at one point. I think a lot of people miss out on that.
Yeah.
I think me and you are good at that. Cause
a lot of relationships are actually ruined because of like stubbornness. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And it's because they don't want to talk, and they actually care, but
I'm too stubborn to do it. I'm not going to unblock them because like, I can't say anything. Yeah. That happens a lot of time.
I think value your relationships.
But a lot of times I've noticed this as well. Sometimes you have to be blocked. I know this because I was talking to one of my friends recently, and they said that their boyfriend done it to them, and I was like, yeah, but he's doing that because, not that he wants to be disrespectful to you, but if he sees your face, it's going to bring up feelings and he wants to try and move on. Or if he sees anything to do with you, or if he sees like your snap locations on your check it.
I just think for me, and I know it's like it's such a hard thing to do if we're going to bring up like talk about relationships, but if you've spent like 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, but I'm talking about if you spent a long period of time with one specific person, like I know, like shut them off, block them. I just think that's the complete opposite thing to do. Like what I mean is like, don't see them, have your own time away, but don't be someone that's my ex, and it has to be like, I hate her or I hate him, and you're afraid, and you won't even say hi if you ever see them again. And
that always depends on circumstances.
Yeah, well, obviously relationships end for a reason, but like I feel like if it's not cheating,
but it all comes down to maturity then. And then
exactly.
If one of them isn't willing to be mature about it, then the other one's not going to resolve it. And that's what I'm stuck on.
You spent so much fucking time with that one person. Yeah, and it's not like the memories didn't mean nothing.
But what I'm saying is that they just block it off because they want to try and move on. Because sometimes you're so fixated on the one person that you won't be able to move on unless you have to block it. So that's what I'm saying. It's completely normal to block it for them reasons, but then if you see them, you'll still be
certainly when like it's fresh and you know that stage. Yeah, like you seeing their Instagram is probably the worst thing you could do, because I get what you mean. But it brings back feelings. Yeah,
exactly. So that like I think it's okay to block in that circumstance, but if you're doing it to be like nasty, then it depends on the way it ends. Because I would be hypocritical if I said I didn't block because I was being nasty.
I've never ever block someone. Do you know that? Unless it was
actually don't block them. I unfriend them.
Unless it was a fake account, the fake Snapchat accounts
that don't stop texting you.
That don't stop texting. Hey baby, you looking for free sex?
Hey baby, I know free local singles around you.
Head over to desperatecougars.com. That's the only time I block someone.
Yeah, no, I blocked. That's the only people I blocked as well. Yeah, and apart from that, I just unfriend them.
Yeah.
Unfriending, I think, is so much deeper. If I see someone unfollow me on Instagram rather than blocking me, I'd be like, fucking bitch.
Yeah, like I'm typically, obviously I don't like leaving people on delivered. I never do that, but there's times where I'm so busy that I actually don't check my phone. It's only like I know if someone important texts me, I'm like, I want to answer them, but I never have. If there's an odd chance that I accidentally leave someone undelivered, like I reply to it as soon as I can. Like, do you know what
Mine's
I
just
mean?
people that I snap casually. I'm so bad.
There's,
Like,
yeah, but there's people. Oh man, there's people that will leave people on your own mates undelivered.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
They're like, me and you are good at replying to each other, but that's because we're always planning something. We're always doing something stupid.
We are always in charge of everything. Recently,
Oh yeah, in work especially.
like obviously this podcast and that was our choice. In work, me and you were basically you were more in charge of the World Cup than me, but it was me and him in charge of the World Cup, getting all the World Cup teams out. We both got absolute stinkers. You know Ghana.
Oh, I got Japan.
You know
I got Japan. I got Japan.
You were devastated.
I was devastated with Japan. No, I'm buzzing.
Man, it is mad how much like hard work can beat talent. And that saying is so fucking true. They're unbelievable. They never stop running.
I love Japan.
I had Ghana, and I actually thought they were going to get out of the group.
Yeah, they nearly did.
Unless, well, we haven't. I'm not going to check the score now. But they were down 2-0.
Oh, big up Suarez. Suarez before.
Did he score?
No, he didn't. No, it was Di Maschietta or something. He came off the bench in the last game and changed the game, but still 0-0. So didn't really change it much. So what's the next one? Do you have any more questions, actually?
Yeah, there's how, and this is a good one. Whether it was a joke or not, how to establish the difference between confidence and arrogance. And I was thinking this earlier when I seen it. I was like, right, what's the best way to put this? Arrogance is with words. Yeah. Listen, wait. Arrogance is with the words that you say. Confidence is with the actions, what you do.
No, I think you can.
I'm offended.
What, that I don't agree with you?
Yeah.
Well, if I agreed with you on everything, it wouldn't be
Because like I give you a perfect example. You'd say, right, I can talk. I can go up to a random girl and talk to her. Right. That's me being like not that sounds like arrogance. You actually going up to a random girl and talking to her is confidence.
Yeah, but you just proved yourself wrong. You just proved yourself wrong.
Is that what I said?
You did. You said actually talking was the arrogance.
Talking, no word. Yeah, the words that you say and the action that you do. Yes.
No, but I think they are intertwined though, because I'm very arrogant. I think when I'm being serious, I'm not arrogant. Yeah. But like just if I'm being playful, I'll be like really arrogant, and you know that because I'll wind you up all the time. So, yeah. But I think my arrogance is because I'm so confident that I'm good at what I do.
Yeah.
So they feed into each other. So the confidence will feed the arrogance. But as long as you sort of are aware of your own arrogance, then I think it's just more of like for show or for comedic effect. Like I do arrogance for comedic effect to annoy people.
Yeah, but like then there's some people that don't actually understand that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the arrogance. That's what I'm thinking. Because I'm thinking their confidence doesn't really feed into their arrogance. Their stupidity feeds into their arrogance.
I just think the best
that's
way.
That's why I think they're intertwined in some cases, and some of them it's just a bit stupidity and arrogance rather than confidence and arrogance.
It's just for me, actions speak louder than words.
Oh, 100%.
You say you're going to do something with confidence, yeah, go do it. You know what I mean? If I'm the best player on the pitch, I'm going to score the most. You go score the most. Yeah, you're confident.
Yeah.
I'm going to score the most. So fella doesn't touch the ball for the whole game. It's arrogance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I think there's fine lines between everything. I think everything's sort of intertwined within itself, but like it's what you mix it with that makes you a better person or a worse person. I actually was thinking, because I was writing down topics of what I want to discuss, and Tinder dating apps are big ones. It's a big topic to discuss, and it's like, people, do they do it? Like, if you're single, do you hop on to the likes of Tinder, and like your experience and how was your experience, or how is your experience? I think everyone does it once they get straight back into being single. Yeah, obviously I've never ever used Tinder, because I've never been single since I was like, that was eligible, like the old enough to use Tinder. And like the second it was like that breakup phase that you go through. I was like, right, I'm looking for attention, let me download Tinder. Yeah, I tell you what, if you don't have it, you're on the right road. I think it's funny. Yeah, it's funny. People get entertainment out of it, but for me, it's just, I don't know. It's just fake. Oh, it's so fake. It's so fake, and it's so addictive, because the whole idea of swipe. Yeah, it's completely just like it's about photos, and you can manipulate photos so badly. But like lads do it as well as girls, so it's not like me picking like, oh, you girls like look picture of photos. So do lads. No, lads big time. Because you can do stuff with your phone, like filters and all that, and like contrast, brightness, sharpness. It's so dangerous as well to be catfished on Tinder as well. I'd be so scared. But like, I do just for funny pickup lines, and then every now and then,
Funny, I like the funny
see
pickup
someone
lines,
you know.
yeah.
When you see someone you know,
Sure.
it's funny.
If it wasn't for Tinder, I wouldn't have Sideman Tinder, and Sideman Tinder is absolutely goated.
What's your favourite pickup line that you've used on Tinder? Have you used any?
No.
I've used a bad one.
Like I'll go through. I like going.
Like yours are definitely just like little cringy lines. You're such a little cute.
I'm a hopeless romantic, but I don't text little cringy lines.
No, I don't do cringy lines.
Man has riz.
Mine are funny. Man has riz.
Right.
Who do you think you are?
Go on to your last chat that you've had on Tinder, right?
Oh, I can't. My phone's fucking recording the video.
No, I'm not doing it. Fuck that. Trade for trade.
Yeah, no. My favourite one that I've ever sent was I think I stole this of one of the lads. It was how do you like your eggs in the morning? Scrambled or fertilised?
If your mum and dad are like watching this right now,
it's a funny one though. It's funny.
This is why I don't do these fucking jokes. I've always, because some like the girls on Tinder seem to love it, but
well, that's
just not me.
The best way you meet to a person, you're like, what the fuck was that?
I'm a gift sender.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
That's such an ick.
Oh man, I'm such an ick.
And we're gonna save the icks for when we have thing on for the girls episode.
Yeah, because I think
save girls and boys.
I think there's more lads. Lads can have more icks than girls do.
No, I don't have any.
Oh come on!
I literally have like very few icks. My like
you wait. You think you have very few icks?
Actually, that's such a lie. I started moaning about everything, don't I?
I don't know.
No, mine. I'm just sort of like honesty or like work rate. Actually, no. My biggest one. I've said this to one of the girls in work. My biggest one is incompetence.
Like, as in you can't do something.
Yeah.
My biggest ick is when you're talking to a girl and it's like straight like relationship vibes, as if you've been in like this 6-month relationship with them, but realistically this is the first time you're talking to them, and like they're not swinging out of you. Well, I'm not like that, but I mean,
I know what you mean.
like it's like that. It's like those kisses that you get, like relationship kiss. That for me, I'm like, no.
I like that.
No, really?
No,
I like the affection, but it's like I don't want too much of it at the same time.
The thing that freaks you out is when you be like, oh my god, I've never met anyone like you. You'd be like, you only know me a day.
Yeah.
Don't pick me up that much. You haven't met the whole of me yet. You have a lot to go.
Oh my god, I got one before. So. Am I going to get cancelled?
That's why I said it.
No, right. So it's not cancelable, but it was like, I don't know.
I know what you're gonna say.
I don't normally get nervous when I'm talking to lads, but you're just so different. Oh my god! I was like,
no, I think that's a chat line. I think she's capping. I think it's a chat line.
It's straight cap.
It's straight cap.
It's straight cap. Unless some fucking
someone said
Greek
to me,
god, like
I'm different.
I know. I'm different.
I'm different just because I'm
weird, different, but I'm not this fucking Greek god 10 out of 10 like with this complete riz. Like,
you know riz?
I have. Oh my god. Oh my god.
If you weren't good looking, you'd have no riz.
I genuinely put my hand on my heart. Yeah, like we said, confidence is actually doing it. You've seen my riz.
Yeah, you know,
you've seen the riz.
You've seen mine as well.
The riz is good. No, I'm not shit. I'm not the one shitting on your riz. You're shitting on my riz.
Yeah, I know. I'm just gonna like shit like you, man. Why do?
Oh my god! Fucking one of the lads in work. I love the word riz. I'll keep saying it. One of the lads in work has riz glasses, and he sent me a snap on a night out being like the riz glasses. Oh.
One of the lads at work came up to me. He was like, "Hey, yo, can I show your sister my riz?" I was like, "What? Get away from me!"
Who?
You know exactly who. He was the only person that would do that on work. Oh, silence in the podcast. We go to the ASMR.
Because I'm thinking.
Adam thinking.
Someone said that. Were you offended?
Obviously not, because of who said it.
Oh, that's a bit mean then.
No, because he always says things like this.
Ah, okay.
Do you know who it is?
Okay.
You try to drop Riz in the new manager.
Yeah.
We got exposure today. You're free for today.
Yeah, I think that's enough on dating apps. I'd get actually sick of talking about women.
We've sort of gone through everything on the list there. I wonder how long we've been going for. Because we always just lose time.
I know. It's been a good talk. I think.
Oh, we're 45 minutes in.
Really, I was literally gonna say, nice short and sweet episode today.
Yeah, well, it's not even. So we want to know if how long would you want them to be? Like if you're listening to them, like I've had people be like, the first one, which is like just over half an hour, that one was too short, and then the hour one, that one was too long. So we want to know what's the perfect. I think 45 minutes around there, that mark between 45 minutes and an hour is probably perfect. I think.
Yeah, if I was listening to a podcast, I remember I listened to one about sleep, and I was like 3 hours long. I was like, no,
thank
but
you.
I think 40
we wouldn't
minutes
have the
an hour
brain
and a
to
bit
speak
of
for
a
3
sweet
hours.
spot. What?
We wouldn't have the brain to speak for 3 hours.
I reckon I could speak for 3 hours.
Yeah, but it would lose. Like,
oh my god!
potency
Like,
after a while.
yeah. Well, I think that's a good way to end up today.
So let us know how long you want them to be, even if you just walk up and tell us.
Episode
keep
5.
Up the support.
Episode
keep
5.
Up the support. Episode 5
will be with a guest.
No, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
It will. I think we're gonna do one off.
Yeah, one off.
Yeah. So stay tuned for that. As always, hit the subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube. Put on the notifications. If this is on Spotify, we would much appreciate if you leave a star rating on the main profile of our Spotify account. Other than that,
share, like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Chin chin. See you later.